Making characters is a process full of thrills and terrors, and like any good spooky ride, it's always fun to reel in friends and watch as they, too, experience the horror of falling in love with your characters. But how do you make other people feel invested in your little guys? How do you make them attractive, irresistible, dare I say, hot? I guess we'll find out. One of the major misconceptions I see people having is that it is about conventional attractiveness, but it's not. I brought this up in my character dynamic video, but if you make a character you don't think is fascinating, doesn't make your heart sing, it's gonna feel like pulling teeth. We can't keep doing this to ourselves. We can't keep losing my teeth. My dental history haunts me. You gotta draw from what you like. If you don't find your characters attractive, then like, where's the fun? Where's the whimsy? Alternatively, you can make a character design trope you find icky into one you find pretty. Enemies to lovers, your designs, hell yeah. But I am living in the same old favorite tropes life. My inspiration for my main characters, Amy and Callum, are very much like this. But I'm not just going to introduce this concept the straightforward way. No! We are going to show how I made them attractive in a brand new version of them, baby! That's right, I alternate universe them. Again. I have a very long ramble on the people I drew from to make Amy a thing in her original universe, but in this universe, I am stealing from spooky, supernatural, and extraterrestrial worlds because I want to make her a cryptid. Some of my favorite inspo for my girl characters are horrifying, cunning, yet kind women. So, my inspiration came from the spooky folks and settings I found myself drawn to in fiction. Esther from Sucker for Love, Scarlet Hollow's Reese, basically all of Scarlet Hollow, actually this entire AU was because of Scarlet Hollow, and of course my most irrational love interest to date, outside of my beloved, the alien from Alien Isolation. I don't know why, okay? I think that all of them being women and that she's like hunting you down, and I don't have to explain myself actually. Why are you all quiet? Let me have this. But in all seriousness, the first two have facades of humanness that get torn away to reveal their monstrous selves. Tentacles or, spoiler for Reese, skip here, Jersey Devilness alike. It's body horror that really gets stretched while still maintaining the humanity or lack thereof of these characters, with the alien just full steam ahead, not caring and hunting you down like an animal. These faces allow for Amy, our poor unsuspecting girlie who slowly finds out she's a cryptid, to feel the full range of experiences on the experience of cryptiding, ranging from panicked to conniving to purely animalistic. It's a fun run of the gambit that I think is especially attractive because of the mindset. I love unhinged girlies. There's something about a femme character who's really not doing good that's very endearing to me. It's the humor, girl failure energy, and oh god, she's gonna kill us vibes that bring me a distinct joy. Whether it's because I see the girl failure in myself and want to witness it replicated, I'll leave that up for debate. But once again, this is your choice. It's important to analyze why. What is the root of why this feels attractive in fiction? In reality, I don't want to be devoured, nor do I eat people. For some people, their faves really line up with reality, and for some, it's the fantasy that makes it fun. But for me, it's not just relatability, it's also freedom. Freedom to be something that is difficult to love and comprehend. Especially because I grew up in circumstances that made me feel like I needed to make myself smaller. Finding characters and creating ones that are verbose, audacious, just out there and really fucking weird is especially cathartic. In retrospect, I guess it is just relatability. Your character's vibes are half the battle. Actually, it's all the battle. I, once again, fell in love with the sword. This is what I was attracted to at 11 years old. And still am. He's hot. The transistor from the hit game Transistor is hot. I don't know. Sexy mindset. It does wonders, I promise. And speaking of sword inspiration, I did a similar thing with Callum. He's not a sword, unfortunately, but for male characters, I really enjoy when they are like feminine in look and style, dress really nice, are kind and princely, while also being so flirty. That is what original Callum is like, and unsurprisingly, it's based on men that are more idealized than the ones I'm surrounded by. It's the respectful flirt, you know? It's a hustle. I appreciate it, and I like it. For this version of him, I've always loved the dynamic of a person debating whether to kiss or kill this being who is wildly dangerous, but also still has their humanity intact. Usually, Callum's got anxiety like radiating off of him in these AUs, but here, he's chill, laid back, but honest, breathy low tones to his voice and a patient temperament. He goes with the flow, whatever that flow may entail. Callum's the son of a butcher/hunting family in this rural town, so that mindset has some influence here. The influence being Amy really wants to get shot. Or knifed. It's euphemistic, but in a weird way, because she wants to be seen, wants to stop hiding what she is, and getting hurt by him is, in her eyes, as close as she can get to having him hold her. Yikes. Essentially, girlies who struggle with emotional vulnerability, but open up because the guy is way more emotionally vulnerable. It's steamy in my heart. Maybe more than my heart. I can't show this on YouTube. Which is a great, ignore this, don't look at this. Anyways, great segue into the tried and true method of getting myself and others hooked on my OCs. Interactions. Banter really sets the tone for a character, and whether someone gets the ick or wants to delve deeper, know more, unravel everything about this chill little dude, or horrifying cryptid woman, whichever. Being good at drawing does not always mean your writing skills are going to match. This is a specific judgment on me. Some of my ways of improving my writing is tapping into what I find compelling and funny in my favorite bits of storytelling. The way an emotional core of a tale pulls you across its waves of agony and joy alike. I have practiced not in writing big stories, but in little ones, starting small with just a single panel comic, or even a small multi-page one based off your favorite tales. This one was based off The Little Mermaid, and this one was based off of my weird Scarlet Hollow protagonist. Freaks my beloved. Freaks my beloved. I love when characters have their insecurities manifest in odd, unsuspecting ways. It's cliche to transform into a monster, but I think Amy desperately wanting connection to the point of getting hurt in her monstrous form makes it hit closer to home. It's also just really funny to me when someone is super chill while the other person is gnawing at the walls of their enclosure. Callum keeps getting these dead supernatural beings on his doorstep and is so confused, dissecting them and searching around town with his friends to figure out what's going on. He'll offer Amy his jacket, try to keep her safe. He'll never raise his voice, but he is open in raising his concerns about her. Amy is like one of my favorite artworks of Des Holiday from Deltarune. I cannot believe I found a way to do this. Anyway, this artwork by Heartbreak One shows Des half decaying, and Azriel, her now canon-confirmed boyfriend, let's go, horrified as he sees someone he loves turn into something he can't recognize. I missed you. Mwah. Amy Callum core, yes sir, this is the type of scenarios we need. And also proves that interactions don't always have to have words to be impactful. I realize also by saying this, I have a very specific dynamic I like. Whoa, small town with weird happenings. Mayhaps I'm sensing a theme. Is that Gravity Falls? I really love community forming around someone when they're trying to isolate themselves. The intricacies in facing that. Amy still has her parents somewhat in her life, family, friends, and yet there's this wall she's built around her heart because no house feels like a home. She's never belonged. The final thing I feel like really sells the hotness of an OC is the trifecta: poses, shapes, and style. Style, poses, and shapes are truly so helpful for making people and different amalgamous spooky beings look good. If you've ever played dress-up games, or died over character creators, or died over the alien from Alien Isolation, you know You know that wars are waged over how good these characters look and how you can make outfits fit outside of the character from Alien Isolation. You can't dress up the alien from Alien Isolation. Why do I keep talking about this? It's really helpful to take from poses and aesthetics you feel would fit their archetype or that you are drawn to. This doesn't have to be outfits you wear or poses you'd strike. It just has to be what you think this person or being would wear / do. Or even outfits you don't think they would wear but are forced to. You know, like YN being told to wear a pretty dress by the fae she's been kidnapped by, that kind of thing. I don't usually do modern outfits since my characters are primarily in a South Asian fantasy setting. My pinboard of refs is geared towards that, but my outfits are different based on the character's environment. City versus rural, cold versus hot, their means, you know? Do they have money? Are they more of the mender type for their clothes? Or are they all worn and ragged, well loved and cared for? Fits are crucial in the perception of other people. Like Mr. Darcy's fits in Pride and Prejudice, 8 down, dude. On top of this are accessories, things that show sentimentality, like old necklaces versus rings they've stolen, trinkets, piercings, tattoos, etc. For Callum in this AU, I drew a lot from Avery a la Scarlet Hollow. Avery's so well dressed, I don't think Callum would wear plant shirts, but Callum would definitely wear this fit. Hello? Avery, hottest person alive? Real. Callum's got way more piercings here too, because the town has a piercer who holds the power of being the only person who does this job in this place and needing a practice target. Lots and lots of old coats that fit snug and soft t-shirts and vests to keep the chill away. He has a family necklace he wears and bracelets / trinkets Amy made that he puts on him, even if they never quite fit his looks. It's nice to have something that reminds him of her. One of my favorite combos of mask outfits for him and most of my men is well-fitted, kinda slutty vibes. Brings me immense joy. I feel like I'm seeing a Victorian angle, equivalent to the odd eroticization of Reese's shirt. I don't know, this positively feels so slutty. I don't know why. Don't ask. Probably better if you analyze your interests instead of mine. Amy, in similar ways, has more piercings. I'm a fan of the eyebrow ones. I don't know what they're called. She also has a permanently borrowed half of Callum's wardrobe over the years. One of the major inspirations, surprisingly enough, has been Sims 4 custom content, which are fan-made outfits, and cottagecore Amy eats. She devours the plate. I also love adjusting her shape language for her cryptid form. It's almost something you can recognize, but then bleeds into becoming something incomprehensible. Line art really does the heavy work for this, thickening lines near the points of like contact or making forms pop, but there's definitely a more traditional shape language that you can draw from for your own characters. Mine was just the inspirations that I went over that I will not name again up a cryptid. So there's that. Look at her. Look at Callum. Look at them. I am waiting for Paralives to get out of early access, but really any character creator can bring out a plethora of inspiration because you're seeing your characters wear these outfits. By the way, I don't know why Callum was so light-skinned here. I finally found a way to change it, but it cracked me up for like a good while. A Sims 4 character creator eternally confuses me. I also love giving characters scars relevant to their life. I have all kinds of scars from years of odd jobs and experiences, learning how to bike again, acne, chickenpox vaccine, you know? The image that Callum and Amy have both been hunted by each other, human and beast, is visceral in a way that I love, each aspect drawing them closer to and farther from humanity. So, now you know the down and dirty way I drag all my friends to the depths of finding my characters attractive, the siren song of character traits and mindsets you like, interactions that make people invested, and fits that are rad shall guide you into making a hot character. Best of luck in doing it! Thank you for watching, and for the lovely patrons who supported me for this video. They get to see bonus concepts, comics, and videos early. Have a good rest of your day. Bye!